Right.
Right guys, this is Sama on my website, samabata.com, and we're right today for Nottingham Live. We're here with the awesome Dorje.
Hello.
Hello! Introduce yourself. We've got Rob Chapman.
Hi, I'm Rob Chapman.
Ben, I'm Ben.
I'm Rabea.
We've got Dave, who's taking a piss.
Here he comes.
Dave's no piss.
Yes.
Here he is.
So he's less Dave than he was about 10 minutes ago,
Very slightly.
but more Dave than you'd ever
I'm
need.
still standing right up here, so I'm so proud.
Yes. So
Squeeze in,
that's
Dave.
a great idea.
Hello, Sama.
Alright guys, right, so first question. So this is your second gig in Nottingham. You're
Yes.
back, same venue, almost around the same time of year.
Yeah.
Why play the game?
Well, to be really honest with you, we're now hooked up with Kilimanjaro. Big promotions company. They run Sonosphere, and they booked the tour for us and they put us in. And on the previous tour, we didn't. Well, I mean, people turned up, but it wasn't a massive deal for us. And we had a few people in the room, but we were relatively unknown. We didn't really have any content out, and so people didn't know who we were. And now I think we've sold over 100 tickets, and it's going to be pretty rammed, full of man flesh in that little tiny room. So what we really wanted to do was sell out as many venues as possible on a little tour and show the world that Dorje can pack a venue out. And so far, Birmingham's rammed.
Yeah, last night was awesome. And our first show in Brighton was really good.
Tonight is going to be similarly rammed. So
And to, I guess to add to that, as Beer pointed out earlier, the tour poster, the image of it is basically this.
Right behind you.
Yeah, literally. This where we're stood now.
Where we're stood now.
That was last year?
2 years.
2 years ago.
Yeah,
there's a really good vegan cafe here too, isn't there?
Yeah, yes.
that was the sole reason choosing that.
Alicap.
That's it. That's
Yeah,
all.
Alicap.
Yeah.
Get a plug for Alicap. Right. So obviously on this tour as well, you're playing the shows, you're travelling, you're supporting your second album, but you're also doing clinics.
Oh, it's our first album.
That's your first album.
Yeah, we released an EP with 2 tracks, but this is our first ever album. It's not released yet. This is all arse about face. Basically, Killy were like, we're going to send you on tour. We're like, we're sick, but we haven't got the album ready. Like, don't worry about it. Go on tour anyway. So we thought, okay, we'll go on tour. But the album comes out in June. So on the 14th of June at midnight, it'll be simultaneously my birthday and Dave's birthday, because mine's 14th, this is the 15th of June.
Right.
So on both of our birthdays at the same time, we release the album set to the one.
Or at least that's the plan.
That's the plan. I'm holding you to it.
Dorje is an unorthodox band at the best of times, so why not tour before we bring the album out?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
So what's the idea behind the clinics as well on the tour? Is it just extra hard work so you could panic a little bit more before a gig? Or?
I think. Well, I'll start. I suppose in a way, particularly Rob, but then me secondly, have done a couple of clinics, and it's really nice to be able to meet people that we only meet through YouTube or Facebook or Twitter or something like that. And I think for the 4 of us, we always get questions about like, how do you guys write your music? How do you guys like go about jamming? Like, they want to know loads of stuff, and rather than individually trying to message individual people back, we thought, why not consolidate it into a clinic so that anyone who does want to know and have those questions can come down and have a chat and speak to us. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in the spirit of Dorje, we're normal dudes doing stuff kind of ourselves without a record label and just using YouTube. So we are very like a people-focused band, and in a sense, it's all powered by the people, and that's everything we do. But we don't get a chance to meet a lot of our fans face to face, and at a gig sometimes it's hard to talk to people because there's so many people. So it's a nice chance for us to actually do. And this is the first time we've done anything like this as a band, like a band clinic. So this is only our 3rd one today, and we're kind of testing the water.
The clinics are really, really good fun too, because it's really informal. We just sit there, we chill. They ask us all the questions they want. They get practical examples, and they ask us everything from what did I have for dinner and how do we grow hair to like scales, modes, arpeggiation techniques, and then like releasing music and touring stuff. So it's a gamut of questions they fire at us, and luckily we pretty much have been able to answer everything thus far.
So touching on what just Ben said, and I think you touched on a really good point. You're an unsigned band, you don't have a record label, and you're doing everything off your own backs.
Yeah.
How difficult do you find it, or how easy are you finding this? And what's the choice? What do you say to people out there that are going, we need a record label, or to people that are going, you need to be on site? You know?
Well, I have a personal rule, which is that you don't need anything unless you physically can no longer do it for yourself. So I don't think a band needs managing unless you've got to the point where you're so busy you can't manage yourself. I don't think you need a label to do marketing, design work, tour management, promotions and recording for you unless you physically are too busy to deal with that and you want to get someone to pay for it, that you're going to pay them to do the job for you. We have the Cove to record all the music at, we have a production team, engineering team, we have, business knowledge, we have great hair, and we've got all of that together ourselves. So when it gets to the point where Dorje's too busy, we are busy anyway, but if we get more busy, then maybe we'll need to bring in people to assist and help and pay for that. But why pay for something when you can do yourself?
So what happened to Trent Reznor, isn't it? He went unsigned without a record label, and then he wanted a record label, as you were saying. It was got to the point where it's come to music.
Yeah, I suppose also you need to be happy with handing over decisions to other people.
I guess as well, to add to what Rob's saying, I think it's unorthodox for us in the sense that Rob already had a really heavy following online, but if you backtrack from that, I think that's a really good way for new guys to do it. Because the label thing is it's getting a bit old-fashioned because most labels nowadays need you to do it all yourself anyway. And they just want to spread the work. They just want to not have to invest loads of money all the time. So if you can get loads of fans and you've got an identity and a wicked recording and all that stuff, then you've done all the hard work for them.
Yeah.
But with the YouTube thing or with the new media thing, I think it acts as a sort of distribution, promotional tool, on a huge scale. And so for anyone that wants to do it, you've got to just start making the content. You've just got to start actually investing time. And as much time as writing music and rehearsing as creating a persona online as characters that people want to know.
Yeah, it's like I said in the clinic, you just imagine you're already signed. What would the label tell you to do? Do that. And if you can no longer do it because you're too busy, pay a label to do it.
So, coming from that and just thinking about Dorje as a band, so if we put you guys in a situation where we stripped you down, we took all of that away from you guys.
Yeah.
So, you don't have the YouTube following, you don't have the YouTube channel, you're just standalone, unsigned bands. And this is an advice for people out there. What would you do differently?
Dave.
Learn how to do all those things.
Good answer. Absolutely.
I mean, sometimes it's really simple stuff like Photoshop. If as long as one guy in the band just knows how to use Photoshop, that solves a lot of things. That does all the sort of merch designs and website design and imagery and branding and same for video editing. Everyone's got a camera phone, so you've got no excuse to get stuff up on YouTube. And if someone just gets any video editing software, even if it's just iMovie, just get your head around it and get good at it, because it's just a better way of doing things than having to pay straight from the off.
It's a good answer. Every band needs to.
Our first EP was recorded on a toilet.
Yeah, it was. It really was.
Because at the time I didn't have the code. I did have some mics, and some of them were just cheap mics.
What's that band that's got Danger Mouse? They had the song Crazy. Nice Barkley.
Yeah.
Their album was recorded on toilet as well.
Yeah.
I think Toilet Albums are great.
You have to accept that you're not going to make any money off your band for a long time. You have to do it because it's fun, and you have to build a life situation over time that allows you to do the band without going insane and being happy doing it and be able to fund the band, because you don't use a record label, someone's got to fund it and someone's got to do those roles like Dave said. So build a team. We're all musicians, we all have a separate role in the band to making the band a real thing out in the world, whether that's filming or video editing or Photoshop or production or marketing. You have to be a team that ran your band as well. You've got to start that from day one, otherwise.
You've got to have someone that knows Final Cut Pro, someone that knows Logic, someone that knows all the bits of software that you're going to need to utilise. If you get at any label, they've got a guy that does Facebook marketing, they've got a guy that does Final Cut Pro editing, they've got a guy that does Logic, and they've got all these different things. Just learning something.
That's the thing. As long as you know how to use Google and YouTube, then you know how to do anything.
Yeah.
So, final question, because I've noticed that Rabea's got the same problem I have. I'm next to Bernie.
Yes.
And he's got hair as
Thank you
well.
for like this.
That's not going to be nice. Centered in One. Tell us a little bit about the album. Tell us about the thought. I know you've spent a long time writing. So the theme of the album, the idea of Centered in One, is that about you guys together as one? Or tell us.
Sounds like it might be a lyric question. So let me answer that from the perspective of someone who writes the lyrics. So in terms of the lyric writing, I let them come to me. I never sit down to try and write lyrics. And I never try and write to an agenda of conforming to a concept that a band would sit within, like an album would sit within. I write when it just comes to me and it naturally flows. And I never write when I think I better write some words for the song. So no, that's the wrong word. That's false and it's a lie. I let it come to me, and then it all comes out as Rob Chapman's mind on a page, and then that sits with everything we do, and it becomes the same vibe, and then it's all mastered and mixed into a similar sounding album. Dave and Rabea are working on melding into this kind of sort of seamless thing. So I don't control the flow of lyric and concept. The album is about what the listener will perceive. But the way it's going to be emitted will be, all the songs will be connected by things that we're going to put down.
Yeah.
Should we tell?
Yeah.
We'll leave that a little bit of a mystery, I think, yeah.
Cool.
In terms of the name, it is, this is Dorje as a musical entity and as a sound being much more focused as well. I mean, previously everything was just trying it, like we had an EP and we toured and stuff, and this time it's like, let's make an album. So the sound is much more focused.
Well, that, and I think things got a bit dispersed. We did the Primordial Audio Chronicle CD, and then we got really busy, did the touring and everything, and then for different reasons, like personal issues, like career, like we need to actually eat, like once leaving university and stuff like that, we all had to go and do that before we could really put our minds back into Dorje and actually do it. So there was a big period of time where we couldn't actually invest the right time and emotion to write an album. So that's why the last 2 years, it's a lot of different things.
And if you want a really specific answer to Centered of One is about the place I needed to be in to get the flow of song. So if I wasn't centered in myself, and I wasn't one with everything around me and focused and relaxed and happy and content as a person, I didn't get the flow of music. So it's about allowing access to that flow of music to come through you by being centered, one, happy with what you've got around.
So, to sign off, guys, we've learned that musicians need to eat. But anything else you guys want to say to your Nottingham fans, or to fans in general that might be watching this video?
Massive thank you for coming out to see us. We love you all, and we really mean that too. We're not just saying that as a throwaway statement.
It's pretty crazy that through the power of people liking our music, we can do this shit, and it's not taken for granted. So thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Fans there.
There he is.
Yeah.
Hi guys, this is Sama, it's samabata.com and Nottingham Live, and we're signing off with Dorje.
Yeah.
Just thank you very much.
Cool.